Well, it is an offer that one municipality hopes will be hard to refuse. Swan Valley West is selling a restaurant for the price of a buck. A loonie, a dollar. For years, the building that once housed the M&M Cafe in the community of Benito, that's right next to the Saskatchewan border, has been vacant. Reeve Bill Gade is with us live on Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell me a little bit about how you got this building, first of all, and what your options were for what to do with it.
Well, it came to the municipality through tax sale, which is something that happens when someone doesn't pay their taxes for a couple of years. We end up auctioning off the building to the highest bidder. But in this particular case, there were no bidders on the building. And that happens sometimes. I think for a lot of times tax sales, someone will pay the money they owe the moment before the auction. So a lot of people don't come. But this one we ended up owning. And so now we need to figure out what to do with it next. And we would prefer to sell it to somebody and have them use it.
What was it like in its heyday, that cafe?
It's been there for as long as I've been around, and it was empty for many years, when I was little, and then it became a cafe again and was busy for many years. You'd see lots of people coming and going for coffee, but it was a small town. We've got about 400 people in there, so certainly the coffee crowd was there. But I remember going there many times for supper. We'd take the family out, and we'd go there and have a meal, and it was a nice place.
What do you hope might fill it if somebody takes you up on your offer?
Well, certainly it could be a restaurant. The restaurant equipment is there, but it could be anything else too. We've heard from people who've talked about turning it into a daycare, or perhaps a gentleman yesterday was talking to me about it being an appliance repair shop. So really anything is good. We're looking for somebody to make use of the building, maybe have a couple jobs in Benito to help the community along.
What help does the community need when you think about Benito?
Well, Benito surprisingly has been growing. If you told me 3 years ago that we'd see as much growth in Benito as we have the last few years, I wouldn't have believed you. We've seen a new commercial business start up. We've seen another one do a major expansion, another business just a mile or two out of town. So at the moment, Benito's really short on housing. We've got a lot of people wanting to live there that can't quite make their way in. We have a lot of parents with kids that are having trouble finding those daycare spots. So certainly the daycare thing would top our list if somebody had a proposal for that. But we're willing to look at anything. And I think we'll probably be surprised for what people come up with ideas to do with it.
There sure are a lot of challenges with daycare spots in that part of Manitoba. I know we were west for Communities in Focus, and that was sort of part of the issue. Benito, I was just Googling. This is what Google tells us. 360 people around living in Benito, or does that sound low to you now with the interest?
That's the number from when it was the village of Benito, and then through amalgamation, Benito's a little bit bigger than that now. There's a bit of an outlying area that's outside the original town footprint. So we're probably close to that 400. We're just Friday morning commissioning a brand new splash park. So we've got some beautiful recreation stuff on the go out there. It's a really nice place.
Why do you think that people may be reluctant to invest in this property?
Well, it's always a bit of the unknown, right? Its roof has been leaking for a year or more, so there's a little bit of work to do, which is why we've offered up a report on exactly what we saw wrong with the building, so people go into this with their eyes open. It's not, we're going to sell it to you for a dollar, but you're probably going to put $30,000 to $50,000 in of renovations to get it ready for whatever you want to do with it. So there's always, some fear of that, and some people, gee, do you put your money into this and become your own boss? Sometimes it's easier to go to work and just have hourly wages from somebody else.
Yeah. I want to loop back to something you said at the beginning. I mean, you could have just demolished this, but you do see it as something that could be community building. How important is that?
It's important to us. We don't want to tear down a single building in Benito, and demolishing it is probably the last thing we want to do. Anything we can save there. It's an older building, but that doesn't mean, it's gone forever. I've certainly used a building that was built in 1908 for many years for what we do, and it's pretty nice. So for us, anytime we lose something in the community, we're not sure we're going to get it back. So we'd prefer to see it reused and made into something rather than tearing it down and having some grass to look at.
If someone in another part of Manitoba is listening, or maybe in a bigger center, what would you say and how would you sell the benefits of running a business in a smaller place?
Well, gosh, everybody's name, right? It doesn't take long until everybody is coming in and gets to know you. We've had some newcomers in Benito. We actually have 2 grocery stores in Benito right now, which is kind of a crazy thing, right? It's been years since we've had that. So the folks that own the one grocery store, he came here from another country, and he stopped in Brandon for a little while. He was in some other cities, and he says there's just no way he'd ever want to go back to that. We've heard that from a lot of folks that come here as newcomers. They say, oh, we always thought we wanted to come to Canada and go to a city, and then we found out that the rural area is so much better than we ever could have imagined.
In terms of the interest you've been getting, the listing is provocative, right? $1. But tell me a little bit about who you've been hearing from.
We've heard from people as far south as Winnipeg, pretty much all over the province have been calling, getting that information package on the building. We haven't seen a lot of applications come in yet, but it's still early. We've got a couple weeks before they're due. But certainly we've talked to people. I talked to a restaurant owner from a different community who said, gee, I'm thinking you may be moving up there. I talked to someone who's found someone online that they're dating from the area and are looking for a reason to move here. And they're like, well, maybe I could start a business and be closer to my significant other. So there's been a lot of interesting stories.
So love or geography, we'll see what wins the day and who ends up taking this building. Where should people look if they're interested, or is there? Do you guys have a web page? Like, where's the listing living right now?
So if you Google municipality Swan Valley West, you'll end up on our webpage. There's a listing there for it, phone number for us, email address. We can get anybody that's interested the whole building inspection report of what's gone on there. We're doing tours as well. So if you're serious about it, we recommend you come up. I'll grab the keys. We'll go take a look for an hour or so, and you can see absolutely everything there is to know about it.
Thanks for joining us this morning, Reeve. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That is Reeve Gade of Swan Valley West talking about that restaurant, used to be restaurant that they have for sale for $1.